it started to get so disconcerting and uncomfortable that, like, I'd look into the audience and that girl would be sitting there just going, keep going. Just keep going. It's fine. It's fine. No one's noticed.
You're doing great, sweetie. Welcome to the worst gig of my life. I'm Joe Lucas and I chat with musicians, bands and comedians to hear the real, uncensored stories of the worst gigs I've ever played. Have you ever lied on a resume and been found out? Samantha Sharpe is our guest this week and she did just that but with music. Before we start, I'd like to thank our caterers, Devour Catering, who provide award-winning pies for all of our guests. Enjoy the show and sorry for the bad language.
So I am Samantha Sharpe and I am a singer-songwriter. I am from Melbourne, Australia, and I play a lot, but I haven't always played live. So my story is about the first time I played live.
The first time.
So I like to think
painful memory for a lot of people the first time.
I like to think it's a story of resilience in that I am the hero in the story.
Oh, okay.
But I may also be the villain. It's my own fault.
Ooh, there's a twist.
There's a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lay it on us.
All right. So I have always been primarily a vocalist. Never knew how to play any instruments. Tried to, hated it, sucked at it, you know. No, I don't want to be a beginner at stuff.
No. How recently did you start guitar?
I got 2018.
Oh, shit. So it's only been, so you...
3-4 years.
3 years and you're going to play guitar and sing.
Yes.
Wow. Good for you.
But I couldn't. And
No.
that's where our story begins. That's where, So, all right. I used to sing and I would hire somebody to play guitar for me because I just could not get it down. Not even just the concept of playing it. Like, I couldn't play at all, let alone play and sing at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I got really sick of paying someone to do that.
What's it go for? How much would you pay a guitarist to play for you?
It sort of depended on the situation. There was someone that I hired through, like, Gumtree, and
Great place to meet guitarists.
Great place to meet guitarists. Had so many offers come in. So many.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, you really? I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, lots of people said, yeah, I'll play, I'll do it. And I was like, oh, great. So I had to pick somebody. Pick the wrong person.
You got to audition for me.
Yeah, pick the wrong person, let me tell you. That went weird. So I had to pick someone else.
How did it go weird with the first guy?
He didn't want me to pay him for the gigs that we did. Like,
Sorry? He didn't want
He didn't want me to pay him.
With money?
He just didn't want anything. And it was weird. Because then he cracked it that I hadn't paid him.
Okay, that's...
And, quit on the spot.
Mixed messages.
Yeah, he left me in a McDonald's.
He was driving, obviously.
We had a meeting in a McDonald's. Because he was like, just come to the McDonald's and I'll meet you and we'll discuss it. And I was like, okay, well, neutral ground, I guess. Safe place.
He's hidden a gun in the toilet.
I was like, this is weird. And when I was like, well, you said not to pay you. And you wouldn't take the money. He was just like, well, this isn't working. And shook my hand and left. And I was just like eating a McFlurry.
I'm so confused right now.
Yeah. I was just like...
Did you ever pay him at all?
I never paid him anything.
Interesting.
And he kept being the one to try and, like, foot the bill for all the rehearsal space stuff. Like, it was very bizarre.
That is bizarre.
I know.
Maybe he's got a picture of you in his bedroom at home and he's stabbed out the eyes with a pencil.
Probably. Either he or his fiancée at the time, probably. She came to the gigs and she was really nice.
Yeah.
But then it was like, you guys are weird.
Yeah,
why don't you want any money for this?
What are you playing at?
I know we're not getting anywhere with this. We just play the same gig over and over again, but you don't want to get paid for it. Like, anyway. So I had to hire someone else because he left me in a McDonald's.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
I got over it.
There's worse places to be left, though.
I know, I was eating McFlurry, so it was fine. It was fine. McFlurry and, like, French fries.
Fuck it. You don't dip it in, do you?
I did.
This interview's over. All right. Actually, no, it's actually not too bad. It's just funny to make fun of people who do it.
Yeah. I take no offence.
Guitarist number 2.
Guitarist number 2, I was just getting sick of... Well, I did pay him, so I was like, now I'm not making any money.
Making progress.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, I got to a point where I was like, I think I want to learn to play. And I want to start writing. And I want to be writing on the guitar. Because when I was 12, I wrote songs. But obviously no instruments. Yeah. So took them to the music teacher and she played piano for me and it was very weird.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Mrs. Chan.
Mrs. Chan. OG.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah, so I was like, I'm just going to do it myself. And I actually, like, forced myself to learn to play. And then an opportunity came up to play a gig. And I was like, I'm not going to hire a guitarist this time.
How long had you been learning when you made this decision?
Not long enough.
Fair.
I'd been practicing and just generally, like, having the guitar in my life for probably 6 or 7 months, but I'd only been full-on learning for, like, 2.
How confident were you feeling going into this
Not
gig?
confident, but I was like, okay, for mental health reasons, I was like, I need to achieve something this year, right? And it ended up being, it was meant to be mid-January or something when this gig was, and then they called me and said, we need to move the date up. And they moved it up 2 weeks. And I was like, what do I do? Like, yeah. I remember I went to my parents and I was just like, do you think I can do it? And they were like, do you think you can do it?
That's no in parent, if I've ever heard it.
And they were like, well, whatever decision you make, we'll stand behind you. And I was like, oh, no.
Give it to me straight, Mum. Don't fuck me around here.
I was like, oh, this is probably going to be bad. So I had it moved up, and it was actually at quite a nice venue too. So it was at Young and Jackson in the city.
Oh, yeah?
So
not bad.
Historical building, decent foot traffic.
How'd you land that?
Through a booking agency. So someone I'd worked with before when I was doing just like solo stuff without guitar.
Tight.
Yeah, so... see, now all the burping's starting.
Yeah, I do it on purpose. I give the guests beer so they start burping throughout the interview. Really throws everyone off.
It does. This story is getting very intense. Yeah, so they were like, yeah, well, you can either keep the date, or the original date, or you can take this one, but it's a better one. And I was like...
Better in what way?
Oh, it was a different venue, so it was like they considered it a better one. I don't know.
True.
The agency.
Yeah,
the other one was just like a suburban pub somewhere. Yeah. So I agreed to do that, and then like terrified myself about it and tried to practice as much as possible, but just got to the point where I was like, I don't think I can practice any harder than this. It's just making it worse. So I'm gonna not try on some things, you know. It'll just come to me.
No, it doesn't quite work that way, does it?
No. It does and it doesn't. I find that sometimes if I sort of I'm stuck on something for a while and then I leave it and come back, then I can...
True. If you have enough time, though. So what was the time frame before the gig?
I had 2 weeks.
You had 2 weeks.
To learn like a 45-minute set.
That's a long set.
And I had to... The problem really was just the singing at the same time part, because I didn't quite have that coordination down. So I invited...
It's one thing to sing and one thing to play guitar, but doing both
together, I have learned
different story.
To do.
I hope so. You're going to be playing later.
I know.
Actually...
I'll just play and then stop. Yeah, so I was like, okay, 2 weeks. See what I can do. And I invited a friend of mine who is like my dearest friend. She lived quite far away, so she was going to meet me in the city. She wrote me a lovely card about how she was so proud of me.
That's cute.
And how it was going to go really well. She bought me a little present.
Probably should have held it to the end, hey?
Yeah. So we with the story, it just gets better and better. So this is before I had my my good guitar too. So I had a crappy guitar, and I had it on a bag on my back as a gig bag.
Nice.
But it was Chinese New Year, and there were people everywhere, and it took like 40 minutes to walk to this one. Like, it took forever to get from where we parked the car to the actual venue, because there were parades happening.
Oh shit.
So by the time we got there, we're like hot and bothered. Like, this is ridiculous, and like getting really mad about people are getting in my space.
Yeah, not good for your stress levels, hey.
No, and I'm like, oh no, I've got to play as well. Okay. So I found out as well that I actually knew someone who was sharing that gig with me. So they were playing before me, and they're really good. And I mean, I knew them on a personal level. It was a friend of mine. Yeah. So I was like, this will be fine because I know them. I know them. But then she got up and played, and I was like, oh, fuck. I have done the wrong thing here.
Because she was really good.
She was really good. And she's still, she plays in a duo now that travels across the country. She's really good. So I was like, oh my God, what have I done? And I'm sitting there with this friend of mine, and she's like, it's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. So she gets down off the stage, and she sits with her family and her friends, and they've got a whole table of people, and I've got this one person sitting there waiting for me. And I can see that she's like, yeah, you're going to be fine. It's going to be good. And then
you don't know that.
she was so confident. I don't know where it came from. So I get up there, and I don't really remember how to play what I'm going to play.
The very first song?
All of them, pretty much. I was just like, I've forgotten everything I've ever learned, pretty much. I tried to pick songs that I didn't have to play quickly, that I could sort of just strum and sing and strum and sing. But it started to get so disconcerting and uncomfortable that, I'd look into the audience, and that girl would be sitting there just going, keep going. Just keep going. It's fine. No one's noticed.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah, I was like, if you're telling me to keep going, you must think there's a reason I'm going to stop.
Shit. So you're still playing your first song, and she
did it. She had to do it through every song.
Oh, how many songs did you get through?
So I ended up doing 8.
So pretty good. That's a good effort.
Well, no, because oh gosh. So
here we go. Here we go. Okay. Here comes the pain.
Here comes the pain. The pain of looking into the audience and seeing the friend who brought you the gift and wrote you a nice little card.
She's taken out of your handbag.
She's making a face at you, and she's like
oh no.
And I'm like, oh no, okay, well, usually I can at least get someone on my side who's on my side already.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like, ooh.
You lost your good mate in the crowd.
And
she turned on you.
She was like, oh no. You could see her just being like, ooh, uh-oh.
I'm going to boot.
She was like, this is bad. You could see it in her eyes. She was just like, oh, embarrassed to be here with you. Oh no. Anyway, so kept playing, kept forgetting the timing of things, playing the chords wrong, missing chords altogether, just really not good. Got to about the second last song, and I was playing Zombie by the Cranberries. So, that's easy enough to just strum and sing and strum and sing. And that one went all right. I actually got a video of me doing that, and it was okay. It wasn't the best, but it was passable.
Was it the best that you'd played for the night?
It was the best that I played for the night, considering the next song I gave up and got rid of the guitar and was like, I'm just going to sing. So I actually put the guitar, I was like, no, I can't do it anymore.
This guitar's broken. I can't play with this shit. I'm
What's
done.
wrong with this? Why isn't it doing what I tell it? So I actually said, I was like, let's just sing. That's more my wheelhouse, So I took the guitar off and I put it to the side, and I just sang without it, But that's when I noticed that the sound guy was packing up around me. Like,
While you were singing.
he didn't even wait for me to finish.
Oh.
And that was when I just, I was just like, this is not...
Was it at least your last song?
He sort of looked like he wanted to do it from the beginning. But yeah, I think it was like the second last song, he'd started like rolling up chords.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a raised stage, so he was just like standing beside me, putting things away, and like like taking the chords off the floor and then just being like waiting for me to finish. And he fully was packed up pretty much by the time, like, all he had to do was unplug the microphone.
Early night for him.
And then he was just like, I want to leave. So I finished singing, and I was appalled by that, obviously. But I sat down, and my friend's just like, maybe next time will be better. And I was just like, oh no, what have I done?
The gift was really expensive. Could you give it back for when you're going to play good?
Yeah, that was not good. You probably don't deserve that. It was so embarrassing.
Shit.
How
many people were there?
It was like, there were a lot of people in the side room, but in that actual like main area, it was mostly just the people that belonged to the girl before me. So people that knew someone who could play.
No, hey, good thing you took the earlier date for the better venue, hey.
Yeah, right.
Those extra 2 weeks.
Good choice. Great choice on my part, you know.
You really fucked up, buddy.
I really made a mistake there. But then, I mean, resilience, I did not quit, which I felt like I could have at that moment. It was...
A lot of people would.
Yeah, it was really quite... I don't know. It's not dehumanizing. That's too far.
Save that word for more extreme.
Save that for something a bit
circumstances,
more. Yeah.
Like war.
Yeah. I can't think of the word now.
Sad.
Sad and mad.
Got it.
Smad. I was angry at myself, but I was mostly angry at the sound guy.
How dare you?
That was really rude.
Yeah, it was.
Wait until the
To be fair,
you
you could have been playing really, really bad.
I was.
Maybe you were rude to him by not playing so good.
Yeah, he was like, my ears. This bitch. She's just fucking it up.
What the fuck am I doing with my life, man? I'm packing this shit up. I'm
he
done.
quit
He doesn't work
altogether.
as a sound guy anymore. He moved to Brazil.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's found a new calling
He's
in
a
life.
shaman now in the Amazon rainforest. You know, you really awoken something in him that
Well, maybe that's a good thing,
sound
then.
taking's not for him, and he just quit.
Thing. I gave him a new path.
It's very selfless of you.
I was good on me. See,
killed
hero
it.
in the story. Oh no, it was really bad. And then we had to walk all the way back with the guitar.
Walk of shame. Were your parents there as
No,
well?
it was just that one friend.
Parents are busy that
Thank
night.
God for that. No, my parents just... I play so often these days.
They were actually
that
free the whole night, but they just said no.
They messaged me and they were like, how'd it go? And I was like, not good.
I'm moving out of home.
I'm just going to lie down on the floor. I'm never playing any instruments ever again. And now I play lots. So
you play guitar,
guitar,
the voice.
the voice, yes. The singing is the main thing.
What else can you play?
Learning piano, but my piano's gone for repairs.
Convenient.
So I'm a bit stuck there. Learning ukulele.
You already play guitar. I mean, ukulele is just a small guitar. Splitting hairs here. Actually, I know nothing about ukulele or guitar. I'm just a boneheaded drummer, so there might be a difference.
There's a different number of strings, so...
What is it, 4 on a...
4 on a ukulele.
uke?
On a uke.
Yeah, it saves time. Just say uke.
My niece used to call it a ukulele. I mean, a ukulele.
Yeah, I think... I was like, that is... Wait, am I nuts? That's how you say it, right?
The ukulele.
The ukulele.
And then she stole my ukulele. She's only 5. No, ukulele.
What advice would you give to someone that's just done what you did the first time you played? Absolutely fucked it all up. No, I'm sure you did okay. I mean, I wasn't there.
No, it was bad. It was, and I've been looking forward to telling that story and being like, catharsis.
Get it off the chest.
It was awful, but got through it.
Good.
And I can put it down to not having enough prep time.
It's always good to blame something else.
Exactly.
Other than your ability, you need to
blame
have an
the
excuse.
sound guy and the prep time and the promoter for making me do it early. He gave me a choice, but it was his fault.
Yeah, it's their fault. They fucked it up.
Yeah. No,
you were fine.
No, I should have practiced more, maybe. But
is that your advice to someone that's just done what you've done, which I'm sure happens quite a lot?
My advice is that they should keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that person in the audience being like, keep going, it's fine. Because I've been there and it is fine. Mm-hmm. Even though that was awful and I felt like crying all the way home. And I still have that note that my friend wrote me and I see it every day and I'm like, because she wrote on it, you're going to slay tonight. And then she gave me a pop vinyl of Buffy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I know. It was awesome.
She wasted it on
I
that
did
gig.
not slay. I got slayed, pretty much.
Shit.
Yeah. It happens and you got to start somewhere. That was really the start for me, was to have a really shit gig. Made me want to work harder and do better for the next time.
And they go up from there as well.
Basically, if you're at rock bottom,
you kill it on your first gig, you're fucked. Like,
yeah,
there's so much expectation.
How do you go up from there?
Yeah.
If you hit rock bottom, like, on day one.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is go up.
Fuck yeah, everyone wants an underdog story. They're the
Yeah.
best stories.
It is. And it sucks to be in that position. You don't want to be the underdog until you're winning.
True.
But, yeah, no, I forced myself to get better at it so it didn't happen again.
Good.
So, yeah, my advice would be to work hard and to not let it get to you.
Yeah, stick at it. Good advice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And you're going to play a song for us as well. What song are you going to play?
So my latest single just came out, actually, oh my God, it came out in December now. So
it's 5 months ago.
Time is scooching.
Yeah.
It's called Home, and I wrote it in lockdown because I was at home.
Creative.
I know. I was surprised it came out really positive.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a major bummer being like lockdown, pandemic.
I love the pandemic.
Yeah.
Built this studio. Got to work from home.
Yeah.
Learned to skateboard.
Oh. See, that's
but
a good
I got a little bit fat. Fixed it now.
Oh, I mean, didn't we all?
True.
Yeah.
But that's a net positive, though. You know, I got those 3 things and the one negative.
That's the thing. You've got the ratio's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got some more stuff that I'm heading into the studio soon to do. But my most recent track, it ended up being really positive. I just felt really grateful to actually miss people. Like how lucky I was to actually have people that I went, I really miss so and so.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's such a bummer I can't see them, but it's so nice to have that connection and that feeling and that,
Yeah.
That,
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's really wholesome.
I thought it was
wholesome. This is a show of pain, and you're bringing all this positivity in here.
I can't help it.
That's okay. I'll let it slide. So, gonna play Home. All right. Thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing that story.
Thank you for having me.
No, yeah. Home. Let's hit it. This live set was brought to you by Coleman's Music, proud sponsor of The Worst Gig of My Life. Visit colemansmusic.com.au for all your music needs.
Just to be
to each other's arms. This I know. This is home. I travel near, I travel far, just to be where you are. I travel far, travel wide, just to be right by your side, just to be with you, just to be with you.
And that's it. Thanks for listening. Next week we have Wet Love, a hard-rocking duo with some great stories. If you enjoyed this, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or whichever podcast platform you're listening from. The theme song for The Worst Gig of My Life was produced by Nathan Laurent. The interview and live set was recorded and mixed by Nathan Laurent. See you next week.